Welcome to Astrodology, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Astrodology with Astrid. I hope this time frame finds you well and healthy and truly feeling alive. Today's topic is called Time In. Time in, or looking inward, is a very, very yogic principle. In the practice of yoga, we are told that there is a saying, Eastern philosophy saying that says, "He who looks outside sleeps, but he who looks inside awakens." And there was a time where giving children time out was popular. And it reminded me that, as we become adults, we don't get time outs. We oftentimes need time in, time to think, time to settle down, and time to connect with our hearts and our spirits and what's really going on in our psyche. We are truly complex and amazing human beings. And I think the problem is we downplay it more often, but we don't really spend much time in with ourselves. We're so externally focused, and like I've always said, it's the world's job to pull us apart, to pull at our energy, and to take us away from our center. But what's not supposed to happen is that we never take time in and regather ourselves and call back our energy. So the messages from today come from 4 sources: The Journey of the Heart, The Path of Consciousness Love by John Wellwood, The Path to Love by Deepak Chopra, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, and Think on These Things by Krishnamurti. A couple of these are about love, because love truly is the way. When we really love and honor ourselves, as kitschy or as simple as it seems, self-love is the way. So you have to take time to learn who you are. Who are you? And the thing is, because we're always evolving, especially as we go through the different time frames in life, as we go through the different years, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, we're always shifting. So present moment awareness practice. The idea is not overcomplicating present moment awareness. Eckhart Tolle just says, that you are not in the present moment when you feel upset, when you feel nervous, when you feel afraid, when you can't think, when you feel like you're having a panic attack, and you're just unhappy. That is a signal and a sign that you are not in the present moment. And so the idea behind the present moment, he always talks about just take that next breath. Take a breath in, and it really helps to center. But like anything else, we have to practice it. Practice over and over and over. I can't say enough about how much we have to clobber the brain over and over and over again to make it be our servant. So the idea is let life meet you where you are today. If we are in a yoga class, I would say, let the practice meet you where you are today. We have to be willing to get rid of the practice or life that we've planned and be willing to receive the life that is waiting. A good workout or a really deep stretch may not be appropriate. So let your body talk, let your senses talk, because it will tell you what it wants. We have to listen with sensation to feel what our bodies want, what our hearts want. Learning about the resonance of the heart and how it sends signals to the body. The heart is like an EKG, electromagnetic field, that is always sending signals to us. So sometimes when we feel down and out or bummed, it's a signal from our heart that we need to take a look. This is sacred times that we're living in. It's always sacred times. And there's a lot going on in the world today. So the only sacred place that we can create is inside. Again, in order to become strong, we must learn to relax. In martial arts, most of the martial arts allow you to use the energy instead of exhausting yourself. You use energy that's coming towards you to fuel yourself, to press against it and move it. So the message today is let go, surrender, let go, release, let go, accept. Work on the most important relationship in your life, the one that you have with yourself. Is it really fair to expect, anticipate, and want things from others that we don't give ourselves? Luckily, we typically get things from others that we don't give ourselves, like love, compassion, faith, trust, and even honesty. Relationships give you the best way to heal. They can trigger your pain body so that the energy comes up and out, rids you of a negative energy field. So Eckhart Tolle talked about the pain body, and the pain body exists in all of us. There's even a collective pain body, which we saw and experienced very well during the pandemic. That was what you called a collective pain body. So wounds, past hurts, things we haven't healed or reconciled create this pain inside. So something that looks like, smells like can trigger us. And we're constantly triggered throughout life as we go through life. We have cords of energy with others. Like, again, we don't live in a silo on this planet. So when people say, oh, I do my own thing and blah, 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 yes and no. I mean, even when you eat food, you're not doing your own thing because it took a farmer to grow the food. It took a truck to get it to you, etc., etc. You had to have a market to go purchase it from. People generally mirror what we are giving ourselves. So again, back to we're asking for something from others that we're not giving ourselves. They might not understand it or be able to articulate it, but the cord of energy lets them know what's really going on, despite the concealment we offer on the outside. So oftentimes you'll say to someone, are you okay? You know, is everything all right? And they go, I'm fine. And you're like, but you can sense the energy. Remember the saying, I'm okay, you're okay. Osho said, becoming whole is becoming authentic, becoming yourself, whosoever you are, whatsoever you are. Accept your limitations, accept your imperfections. That's what it means to be a human being. We are not just here to do. It is not here to do. It is because of our attachment to things in life that yogis say we suffer. It's a very spiritual term to say. The idea behind meditation and breath work and yoga practice or Tai Chi, walking, whatever it is to end our own suffering. And nobody can end that for us. By letting go, we find that we have not lost anything except for the attachments. Emotions shape our bodies every single second of the day. Emotions shape our bodies every single second of the day. We are like the stock market. You know how the market fluctuates throughout a day. It fluctuates up and down and up and down. And we have to understand that emotion truly is a gift. So if you're fluctuating and you're feeling emotional, that's a moment to just take a pause and tune in. Deepak Chopra. Emotions create your life and your health. Emotions create your life and your health. Your DNA is affected by your emotions, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Trust and fear don't go together. Trust is the absence of fear, and you can't make yourself trust, but what you can do is practice trusting. We just have to wake up every day and in little increments find a way to trust. Daolin said, everybody knows the logic of truth, but how many people actually practice it? How many people actually practice it? Eknath Easwaman, the spiritual aspirant must swim upstream against the cement of habit, familiarity, and ease. I love that. Against the cement of habit. We get so ingrained with our habits and how we do things. And he's right. We have to swim upstream to get past that. Choyan Trungpa, sorry about that, When you experience your wisdom and the power of things as they are, together as one, then you have access to tremendous vision and power in the world. You find that you are inherently connected to your own being. That is discovering magic. We really are magical beings, and we walk around like we aren't, and that's part of the falseness that we do. So Deepak Chopra says that letting go must happen in 3 ways: physically, mentally, and emotionally. Let's talk about physical. Matter of stress release, breathing ragged and shallow, hormonal imbalances. Physical stress management is an ongoing process because stress is ongoing. In the beginning, letting go of physical stress is by relaxing. Examples of physical release are yawning, sighing, silent sobs, coughing, sneezing, and also feeling sleepy. Other forms are laughter, screaming, shouting, talking, taking a walk, running, bathing, dancing, sexuality, yoga, tai chi, martial arts. Remember, the natural state of the body is health. Your body doesn't like to hold on to stress, so movement likes to create a release. Mental. We have to dismantle our conditioned responses, beliefs, and expectations and interpretations moment by moment. That bears repeating. We have to dismantle our conditioned responses, beliefs, and expectations, and our interpretations moment by moment. We can't rid ourselves of lifelong conditioning overnight. Start now just by appreciating this moment. Just by, if you're hearing these words, this podcast, maybe it's a reminder for you to pause and recognize that we are complex beings and that our emotions are a huge driver in our lives. But here's the thing, all of our emotions don't represent the truth. Okay, here are mental strategies that can help you loosen your mental grips in the midst of disastrous, hurtful, or negative outcomes. This, you can say to yourself, this is just an experience. I'm here on earth to have experiences. Nothing is wrong. My higher self knows what is going on. This situation is for my benefit, even if I can't see that now. My fears may come true, but the outcome will not destroy me. It may even be good. I'll wait and see. Life is on my side. Change is inevitable. Resisting change just doesn't work. Deepak says that these just aren't formulations. They are new beliefs that, when sincerely held, call in spirit to aid you. This is what Eckhart Tolle teaches us. We are not only our minds, that the mind is an important part of who we are, but it is not the complete story and picture. Let's talk about emotionally. Emotions are more stubborn than thoughts. Emotions are more stubborn than thoughts. It's like glue. My friend Preston Farrell told me a great quote from his teacher. Seriousness is the glue that holds together suffering. Forgot all about that quote. Seriousness is the glue that holds together suffering. Wow, wow, wow. Whenever you tell yourself you can't let go, you are making an emotional statement. Can't suggest, I fear the emotional consequences if I do. We are so afraid to feel. What's funny is the fear over a situation or outcome are sensations we know intimately because we've done them to ourselves already. There is a law in the unconscious that whatever you avoid will come back, and the more you avoid it, the stronger its return. Painful emotions don't come back for external reasons. They return because they are a part of you. You created them before you pushing them away. Instead of telling yourself that your emotion is bad, ask it what it has to give you. Emotions are here to serve. So instead of pushing away, have a closer look, because letting go for us is not a natural state. As we master the art of surrendering, we must do it with patience, dedication, and love. In closing of this topic of time in, I leave you with a quote from John Wellwood. When the heart breaks open, we hurt. Yet in this pain is our basic openness to life. When we feel raw and tender, we are in touch with the very core of who we are. In truth, the heart can never break, for it is already by nature soft and receptive. What actually happens is that the heart breaks open the defensive shell around the heart that we have constructed to try to protect our soft spot where we feel most deeply affected by life. So what actually happens when the heart breaks open is the defensive shell around the heart that we have constructed, that we have created to try and protect our soft spot where we feel most deeply affected by life. When this is exposed, we feel the vivid presence of reality as never before. So no wonder we try to avoid heartbreak at all cost. We spend a lot of time and energy building up a fortress. You know that song from Sting, and if I've built this fortress around my heart, you know, he's saying if I but let me break it, let me drop it away, and let me step in. So again, the most important relationship that we have in this life is the one that we have with ourselves. We should be committed to working on it and giving it the credence and the time that it deserves. That's why silence and stillness are coming through as the new medicine, the medicine of the future. Just allowing yourself to stand, to sit, and I guess it's meditative in a way. But stillness can be just allowing yourself to be still and just even noticing or forcing yourself to stop. It's just a different way of being, and it's just another form of meditation. Sometimes we overcomplicate meditation. There are so many ways to meditate. Staring at the sky and just taking in the glory of the clouds and the blue sky or the sunshine, or even when it's overcast, is a form of meditation. But the idea is make your own life your biggest prayer. Make understanding yourself the biggest part of reverence in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Astrodology with Astrid. I hope you find 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, a day, just to take a little time in. I hope you're enjoying the balance of the summer. Take good care, and namaste. Thank you for listening to Astrodology. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at CodaLife.com. Coda is C-O-T-A, Coda Life Goddess or CodaLife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astrodology, and I'll see you next time.